Good day, this is Mr. Dizon, and for today I'll be discussing how to use correlation and regression in Excel. So I've used the previous data na ginamit natin noong descriptive statistics, no? And technically, we'll be looking into correlation and regression. Now, first things first, no? We have to define first what is correlation and what is regression. Okay, regression. Oops, sorry. Regression. Now, correlation and regression, these are two statistical functions na ginagamit natin sa bivariate statistics. So, we attempt to look into two variables. Okay. Now, pag correlation, we treat those two variables as dependent. So, more likely, walang independent at walang dependent variable. So, we could now make an assumption of variable 1 or x. Although x is widely known to be your independent variable, then we have variable 2 or y in causality, in um, causal studies, more likely this would now be the dependent variable. Pero tanda natin na walang cause and effect dito. So we just look, in terms of correlation, we now look does value, ano yung relationship ng dalawang value. Kung tumaas yung isang value, tendency, ano yung effect, ano yung relationship niya sa pangalawang value. So yun yung correlation natin, no? So more likely, through an arrow sign, para siyang ganyan, no? Para siyang ganun. Unlike with regression, regression will now deal with your independent variable and your dependent variable. Does x or your IV, dependent variable, affects independent variable natin. So ganun yung difference when we talk about correlation and regression. Then another thing, okay, when we use these two measurements, more likely, we need to identify yung nature ng variables natin. Now, hindi pwede dito ang qualitative, lalong-lalo na yung nominal. So, more likely, what we are doing now is, gagamit tayo ng correlation and regression pag scale yung ating values. So, more likely, pag quantitative. So, scale, this would now include interval and ratio, or ratio. Tapos, ordinal, pwede din siya. Now, however, pag ordinal kasi, ang madalas na ginagamit natin na measurement or statisticians would now require, kailangan gamitin yan ng Spearman rule formula. Tapos pag scale na siya, pag scale, continuous na yung ano natin, yung variables natin, ang gagamitin natin would now be Pearson's R. However, we could use Pearson's R minsan pag ordinal, pero mahina ma-determine yung relationship. Now, ang ginagamit ng Excel would always be Pearson's R. Kaya technically, pag may pag may ordinal values tayo, ang i-compute is Pearson's R. However, some would now suggest na okay lang gamitin ng Pearson's R. It's a contested issue pagdating sa statistics. Okay. So, correlation and regression. Unahin muna natin is correlation. Okay. So, for instance, we want to know if may relationship nga ba yung exam scores nila sa post 2 to 5 na subject with your general weighted average. Now, I'll be teaching the manual and later on the shortcut. So, punta muna tayo sa manual. Put an equal sign. That would now determine yung mathematical function. Then, for correlation, we'll now put correlation. Now, array 1, then array 2. Array 1, yung first variable natin pag correlation. So, select muna natin from the first respondent up to the last respondent. Then, put a comma. Then, array 2 would now be yung variable 2 natin, yung second variable natin. So, that would now be your JIWA. Okay. So, lalabas dito is 0.49. Okay. Now, how to analyze the data? 0.49. Punta tayo dun sa Pearson's R arbitrary range. So, dito sa separate file na to, sa handouts, so correlation coefficient, so i-determine natin siya, no? Okay. Now, positive yung value, positive yung relationship. Ano ibig sabihin ng positive yung relationship? When variable 1 increases, walang arrow dito. Pag tumataas yung variable 1, tumataas siya, tumataas din yung variable 2. Now, kunyari, pag negative yan, yung isang variable tumataas, yung pangalawang variable bumababa. So, basically, madedetermine natin siya. So, positive correlation siya. And 0.49, identify natin moderate correlation. So more likely nasa gitna siya. Hindi siya ganun kalakas, but in the same time hindi din siya ganun kahina. So malapit na din siya sa 0.5, no? So more likely hindi siya ganun kalakas, no? Okay. So that would now be correlation. Now let's go to the shortcut para makita din natin yung difference. Okay. Now in the previous video, 'di ba, inactivate natin yung analysis impact analysis tool pack natin, no, yung package. So just refresher. So nandito siya sa add-ins, manage Excel, then pag pindot na yan, go, make sure naka-check yung tool pack. Now pag na-activate na natin siya, X na natin yan. Let's go to the data tab. So nandito yung data tab, then nandito yung data analysis. Papunta sa data analysis, okay, ang daming statistical functions dito. Nandito yung correlation, and later, nandito yung regression. So, punta muna tayo sa correlation, no? Okay. So, dito sa correlation, input range, group by columns. So, yung data natin ay naka-organize through columns. Pwede natin i-label yung label. Pwede natin i-pindot yung label, no? Ano ibig sabihin nito, no? Pag pinis natin yung label, technically, yung first row, yan yung label. Pwede din natin hindi i-check yung label, however, wag na natin isama or i-select yung actual labeling or heading dito. Yan, so lagay natin dyan, no? I forgot, okay. So, since this is correlation, automatically yung function na yan, madedetermine nyo na agad kung ano yung variable 1 at variable 2. And even a variable 3, pag gagawa tayo ng multiple correlation, no? So, however, ito muna yung gagawin natin, no? Then, output range, same worksheet na lang para makita natin. Make sure na ipindot natin dun sa gusto nating lumabas yung data. Yan. So, click OK. Yan, okay. Pabayaan nyo na yan. Same with SPSS kasi nagkakaroon ng cross tabulation dito. So, pag post 2 to 5, post 2 to 5, automatically 1 yan kasi ina-analyze niya yung sarili niya. Yung sariling values within dun sa variable. So, variable 1, pabayaan na natin yan. Sa SPSS, common na lalabas yung dito, tsaka dito. I-check na lang natin to, no? Okay. 0.497, 0.497. So, technically, pareho siya, no? So, that is in terms of correlation. Now, iwan muna natin yan. Let's go to regression. Okay. Now, when we look into regression, we assume that may causality, yung exam scores, it would now affect yung general weighted average natin. So, same din siya. Go to your data analysis. Let's go to regression. Click OK. Input Y, input X. Okay. So, unahin natin yung X. So, ito yung assume cost natin, yung independent variable natin. Then, input Y, dito na yung general weighted average natin. Oops. We want to include the label, pwede din yan. So, nakalimutan natin. Yan, para medyo maayos. Tapos, input Y. Yan. So, nakita nyo yung difference ng labeling. So, kung wala yung label, wag na natin siya include habang sineselect natin. Tapos, residuals, this is higher level of statistics. Ang focal point muna natin is to look into yung relationship, yung regression part, no? Okay. Then, I'll explain a little bit. Output range. Nag-iba ba? Ay, hindi. Okay. Output range, lagay natin siya dyan. Okay? So, double check lang natin. Pwede na yan. Okay. So, click OK. Yan, summary output. Now, observe nyo, no? Okay. Kaya ito na yung argument that we still use Pearson's R regardless na kung correlation or regression. First, tignan nyo yung G1, no? Ito yung correlation natin. 49719. Same din siya sa multiple regression. Now, ano tong R square? Okay. Ito yung tinatawag natin na coefficient of determination. Now, ibig sabihin ng coefficient of determination is technically, meron ba dito? Okay, wala. Okay. So, technically, R square, kasi R square muna. Imagine na exponent to, no? Okay, R square is equal to, compute natin na R, which is 0.49 square. Boobs. Ito na lang. Okay. R. Basta R yun times 100. Okay. So, technically, ganun siya, no? Okay. So, yung R natin dito is 0.49. 0.49. Oops. 49. Tapos, screener natin siya. Oh yeah, I forgot the equals. Yeah, okay, 0.24. Now, times 100 natin yan. So, technically, that is 24.01. Ay, hindi. 24.71. Kasi hindi natin in-include. 24.71%. So, technically, 20, para saan itong 24.71%, which is the R square. So, ito yung coefficient natin, no? So, 24%, kasi when we do regression, ganito na siya. 24.71% of your GWA, or general weighted average, is attributed to the exam score. So, medyo malaki siya, no? Malaki siya. Now, the remaining 76%, kasi minus natin yan sa 100, hanapin ngayon natin. So, yun yung regression part, no? So, same siya sa correlation. Ito, pang ginawa nating percentage. Ito muna yung i-focus natin. Okay. Now, regression part, to add, nandito. Okay. Ginamitan siya ng ANOVA. Technically, let's just look into the important terminologies, no? Okay. Kasi when we do the manual computation, actually, lumalabas to. DF stands for degree of freedom, so n-1. So technically, 10 respondents natin, lalabas dyan would be 9. Sums of square, then mean square, then yung F value natin, then yung significant F. Okay. Now, ito yung i-focus natin, no? Okay. Yan. Lalo na dito. Dito, wag na muna. Medyo complicated. Dito muna tayo sa significant F, no? Okay. This is technically yung p-value natin. Now, tanda natin, your level of confidence or your level of significance is 0.05. Yan yung standard natin, no? 0.05. Okay. Now, if the significant F or yung p-value natin is lesser than 0.05, there's a significant relationship, lalo na pag-correlation. There's a significant difference when we look into regression. Now, 0.14, mataas siya compared with 0.05. So, walang significant walang significant difference yung exam scores natin with your GWA. So, hindi siya ganun kalakas na mag-determine or walang causality. So, ito yung muna yung titignan natin, no? So, yun, no? So, we have this one. Okay. Para medyo makabisado natin, kunyari gumawa ako ng obvious na data natin, no? So, salary grade, yung grade ng ating mga employees sa government, tapos kung ilan yung naiipon nila monthly, probably. So, this is just a made-up data ulit, katulad ng isa. So, pag face value pa lang, when you look into the values, we assume na habang tumataas yung salary grade, tumataas yung income. So, logic would now dictate. So, ginawa din natin yung ginawa natin sa pangalawa. So, data, then we go to data analysis, tapos nag-regression tayo. So, more likely, kahit nag-correlation tayo, ito yung lalabas. Okay. So, yung correlation natin is 0.89. 0.89. So, it is considered to be high correlation. Mataas na siya. Tapos, yung R square natin is 80.28%. 80.20%. So, yung high household income natin is 80%. 80% of household income is attributed with your salary grade. So, medyo reasonable siya. Then, look into the significance F. Immediately dito, no? Okay. It's technically 0.0045. So, 0.5 significance. So, technically, mas mataas yung confidence level natin. So, there's a relationship or there's a difference between your salary grade and your household income. So, your salary grade technically determines yung household income ng ating mga employees. So, ganun yung pag-analyze natin. Now, to further add into, for instance, para ma-analyze natin into illustrations, so gagamit tayo ng chart, no? Okay. So, i-select natin to. Select natin yan. Go to chart. Kaya may tinatawag tayo na linear regression. Now, in creating your charts, pindutin natin yung all charts. Although, nag-vary siya sa versions ng MS Excel. So, hanapin na lang natin yan. Then go to your XY scatter. So ganun siya, no? Okay. So ayun, no? So technically pag ganun siya. So positive correlation siya. Tapos medyo mataas. Mataas. Kasi kung for instance, pag negative, pag ganyan siya. Pag ganun siya. Pag positive, pag ganun siya. Tapos makikita natin a while ago, it's high correlation. High correlation. Pag very high correlation, very high, technically ano siya, pag ganun siya. Tapos pag low, medyo pag ganun siya. So very high. So ganun yung paggawa natin ng correlation and regression sa Excel. So I think that's it. Thank you.